Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. And today's guest is a definition of power in motion. Sandra Njoku, founder of Miami Mami, former InfoSec exec, competitive bodybuilder, and a fierce advocate for maternal wellness. Sandra's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. After years of working in cybersecurity for top banks in Canada and Germany, she made a bold decision to walk away from her corporate career with a toddler in her hip and a baby on the way, and a mission to change how women experience pregnancy and postpartum fitness, which is kind of a really hard time for women, and it's a very transitional time. And today, Miami Mami offers in-home and virtual personal training, helping moms reclaim their strength, heal their bodies, and feel like themselves again, which is super important. And what sets Sandra apart is she brings the discipline of a bodybuilder, the precision of a tech exec, and the heart of a mother to every client that she serves. Sandra, welcome to the show. Let's start at the beginning.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here and to talk about motherhood, womanhood, and all the support system around it, and also Miami Mami that provides part of the support system.
Thank you. Exactly. So let's jump right in and tell us about your roots. Where did you grow up and how did you end up in this wonderful city of Miami?
Oh my goodness. When I start telling my story, everyone is like, it feels like we're watching Forrest Gump. It takes place all the way in USSR. I was born in Belarus and grew up in Ukraine, and then I lived for a certain time in New York for a year. I went to school there, middle school. And then with 15, I moved to Germany and lived there for 13 years. After Germany, I met my husband in Germany and we moved to Canada for 5 years. It was beautiful but cold. So I moved to Miami. That's probably one of the main reasons, the weather, but also the opportunities. I love how people are ambitious in Miami. I think it was something that was missing in Toronto. I was working in a corporate world, and people were more ambitious in a little bubble, to get a promotion, but not ambitious in the broader way. Exactly. So I think Miami gives you that bold idea of sky's the limit, and you meet a lot of people who also inspire you, and you also learn their stories, and you're like, whoa, actually this is so inspiring. I would also like to try something like that and see and dare.
Yeah, no, 1000%. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Miami is a beautiful city, and it's so awesome that I got to meet you here too.
Likewise.
And let's talk a little bit about what sparked the idea for Miami Mami, and how did your own experience during pregnancy shape that whole vision?
So the Miami Mami idea came from my own experience when I got pregnant and ended up looking for ways of support myself in terms of fitness, looking for ways to getting stronger, getting back to, feeling like myself again. And I ended up finding out that there's very little support for women, especially during COVID. It was nearly impossible to find something, not only fitness-wise, but more of a holistic approach in terms of feeling supported, feeling understood, that you went through a major change, your body
Exactly,
a major change. So you can't train in the same way as you were training before. And it was very difficult to find a trainer that would understand those major changes in my body. So coming from cybersecurity world, where you have a structure, where you have, so I used to audit companies, and you had a guideline, you had all those policies that you had to follow, and everything had structure. Yep. Somehow I thought, okay, now that I will read a lot of books, I'm gonna be very informed about what to do, what are the next steps. And then I found myself in kind of twilight looking for answers and kind of building that system myself. Right. And that's when I thought, well, probably I'm not alone in this journey. So wouldn't be nice for other women to have this service, and service that meets them at their life stage and their fitness level, and provides them with convenience, because you don't have to leave your house. We're coming to yourself, to you. We bring all the equipment, and basically all you have to do is show up for yourself. And we also play the role of your biggest cheerleader, because sometimes love that when you're a mom, and especially when you're postpartum, there is this shift of confidence and identity, and you need the third party or cheerleader from the outside who will come to you and say, hey, you got this. Just be gentle with yourself. You just had 10 months when you were carrying a baby, you were growing life inside of you. So we're here for you. We're here to support you. So that's when the idea of that service was born, to support women at every stage of their life, and also for them to feel not judged and be seen and supported in the right way.
No, that's really beautiful. No, thank you for sharing that. And what do you still think is missing in the conversation around maternal fitness and wellness? I mean, it sounds like, well, now you guys have this company, but what do you think is still missing out there just in general? It sounds like there's a lot of different gaps in the conversation.
Honestly, I think there are definitely a few things that are missing. We talk a lot about bouncing back, shrinking, and instead of we have to talk about healing, rebuilding, going back to yourself, building the confidence and identity. So I think there is a lot of negative influence from the social network when women start to kind of this marathon or competition of comparing.
I just saw like an influencer died. Like that was like a vegan, like super vegan, like healthy influencer, but she died of malnutrition.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she was so skinny. Like I was like, dude, that's anorexia. You know, like that's what that is. It's not like clean life or whatever, right? Like, so I think there's a lot of misperception out there.
Misperception, and unfortunately, so many people think this is, the correct way, and they would follow it and think, yeah, that would work for me because it worked for her. So there is a little science-based knowledge out there on the internet, and then people just start to follow random people who would claim they're the next thing, and they know the next diet that would work for them. Definitely making money on that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, of course.
So that's what's missing, the knowledge about topics like healing pelvic floor after having a baby, which is very important.
Nobody talks. I just learned about that because another friend has a company, Pelly Health, that's all about that, and she told me she's actually going to be on the podcast, and she told me her story, and I was like, what? I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. My favorite one is diastasis recti. So for those who don't know, diastasis recti is an abdominal separation which happens to every woman on 35th week of pregnancy, and this is normal thing. And for some women, it closes naturally. But for some women, especially if they put too much abdominal pressure during pregnancy, for instance, when they were exercising not correctly, or for another reason, the gap would not go back to normal by itself. So they would find out through a random coincidence. For instance, one of the clients who came to me with 4 fingers of diastasis recti, this is 4 fingers, F separation. She found out, not from the doctor, which I think should be in a discussion,
absolutely,
6 weeks checkup, that would what you would expect. But she found out because she wanted to do a mommy makeover, and the doctor told her, "Oh, we cannot do the tummy tuck because you have diastasis recti." So through a random coincidence, we met, and then she found out about our services. We closed the diastasis recti. There was only 1 finger of separation at the end, which is norm. But the fact that she didn't find out through healthcare, it's, and so many women don't even know what it is. For instance, we have
I've heard of it, but I mean, not like in that detail. I didn't know that. Like, I didn't even know that I probably had it, or whatever. I didn't know, but yes, that's crazy that people just, like, walk around probably just not knowing that.
Not knowing. And so there are a lot of things, and also maybe third important thing that is mostly missing is the identity shift that I was mentioning before, that so many women feel lost, I would say, isolated after having a baby, and they think this phase will last forever. At least it was for me in that way. I had Naya, my oldest one, during COVID, and then it was like a Groundhog Day. And I felt like this is my life now. And postpartum depression, I think there are so little tools for women or right support system to prevent those things. And I think, and I know, I don't think I know, that fitness is definitely helping to prevent postpartum depression, to feel better about yourself, because you're working on your body, you're preparing your body for pregnancy and beyond, or you decided to do it postpartum, you're getting stronger every day, you're closing your diastasis recti, and not only physically you feel better, but also mentally, emotional.
1000%.
Yeah, I think those things are missing, but I'm trying slowly to close the gap and spread the message. And
that's really beautiful. Yeah, I think we need, more people talking about this for sure. And let's go quickly jump over to fashion and fitness, though, because you always look so great and fabulous. What are your go-to pieces for feeling strong, stylish, and ready to conquer the day? Do you have something like that in your closet that you can think of?
I would say I always lean to combination of comfort and confidence, because only comfort will not work for me. I need to feel
Lululemon to the, everyone. Yeah. Well, as a personal trainer, I feel like,
you have
that's what you wear, but
but you have to also match it with the casual outwear. Right. So you have to be ready for the day. Sometimes I end up in the same pair of leggings from the morning, and then I will be invited last minute to some nice event. So I usually, to be honest, prepare in my bag.
You have an extra outfit. Extra outfit. That's like good though. That's planning. That's the planner in you, the operations.
That's true. The risk management.
Yes, exactly.
I always buy clothes that is not wrinkling.
Yeah, like wrinkle-free.
Wrinkle-free, because it has to be in my bag or in my car, and I would take it out, put the clothes and my high heels on, and then I'm ready for the day, because I cannot show up in my sports bra or leggings. But actually, that's my active wear that I have to wear almost every day. Yeah. Yeah.
And you've lived and worked across so many different continents. It's so awesome. From Frankfurt to Toronto to Miami. How did your global experience shape the businesswoman that you are today?
Definitely had a lot of influences. Let's start from Frankfurt, I guess, because I spent so many years living in Germany. I think Germany taught me good discipline and work ethic because everything.
Oh yeah, Germans are crazy. Yeah,
it's like everything is structured on time, and I love that because you realize that really Germany is one of the few nations that have this work ethic in their DNA.
One of the few, especially in that area, because like all the other ones are very chill.
Because you always know everything will be done. If they say it will be done,
but you will get your shoes back from the cobbler.
Yes, that's it. And then also thanks to Frankfurt, I was for the first time exposed to diversity because I started working for Deutsche Bank with 23, and for the first time I was exposed to Asia, India, different parts of the US, understanding, cultural differences. It was so interesting to interact with different cultures and also understand the specifics because not every culture have the same way of interaction or solving problems. So with the time I started to understand, adjust, adapt to who's in front of me, so to say. And Toronto, I would
cold clothes, cold furs. Yes. I don't really like real fur, but I'm sure you need it.
No, I mean neither. Yes.
Yeah, because my grandma had all this mink, and I'm like what? But I feel like you need warm clothes, right? So
yes, you have to.
A lot of layers and like scarves.
Yeah. But Toronto in general taught me to be fearless because I arrived to Toronto with 5 suitcases and a dream to live in North America, and here you are.
That's beautiful
to experience. And it was nice, and also again that was probably even more diversity in Toronto. I really love how Torontonians are so kind and so welcoming.
That's what I hear. Yeah, very, very
amazing.
Yeah. Canadians in general.
Yeah, Canadians in general. And I love how different cultures really live together. They celebrate Diwali, for instance. I found out about Diwali in Toronto, or the Persian New Year. So all those holidays, they were celebrated together and everyone was participating. I found it so beautiful. So I think Toronto taught me kindness, heartwarmingness, and I love how people in Toronto show up kind even on their worst days, because this is strength. This is definitely strength to behave in your best self, to be your best self, even if you don't feel like it. Even if you're going through something rough, but still you stay kind to others. So that's about Toronto. And Miami, being kind, fearless, and go for it, because so many ambitious people, I will repeat myself, so much drive, so much energy, hunger to achieve more. Sky is the limit. I love this energy. I think something that was missing for me in Toronto, and I really appreciate to meet new people who inspire me and also who I look up to and learn from. So that's for me, from each country that I took something, and now I try to incorporate into my style of leading and leading the company, and also how I manage my team, the trainers that I work with.
Yeah, and now let's talk a little bit about, motherhood, and what advice would you give women trying to balance personal ambition and also with the huge demands of motherhood and postpartum, all of those things?
I would say it's okay to want more for yourself.
I like that. Cheers to that. We have to cheer. That deserves a cheers.
Probably not the answer that people would expect to hear from me, but bear with me. What I want to say is, it's not the mom or the woman who's the happiest is not the one that sacrifices more.
Yes, there it is right there. That's what I hear a lot.
She has to be fulfilled. She has to be lit up. She has to feel inspired. And that's when she shows up as the best version of herself. And I know it from my own experience.
That's a beautiful answer. That is so beautiful.
So I would say, take care of yourself. Take time for yourself. Be gentle to yourself. Lean on community. Build that community. It's not necessary to do everything on your own. I think it's also a little bit message to my younger self when I was like, I can do it all. I don't need babysitters. I got this. But then you slowly start to realize how burned out you start to get, and that you're not showing up as a best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And you sometimes get angry for no reason because you feel exhausted. So the more inspired and relaxed and not stressed out you are, the better you can show up for your family or lead as a leader in your company or perform at work. So yeah, be gentle to yourself and definitely take at least 1 hour to do whatever you like, what fulfills you, what makes you happy.
I like that advice. Thank you so much. And as a former competitive bodybuilder, how do you think now about strength or strength training differently as a mom, founder, and a leader? Maybe we could talk a little bit about that, because I feel like I hear a lot of different things about strength training and like what women should do versus what men should do, So maybe we could talk a little bit about that.
Okay. So I think strength as a bodybuilder for me back then was all about discipline, all about lifting heavier, progressive overload. There were times when I had to survive on 1,000 calories per day when I was in my shredding area. And it was very committed time of my life when I knew I had a goal, and it was a tunnel vision. People thought I was crazy. So the whole bodybuilding thing started with a what was the name of Oxygen magazine?
Yes, I remember that. Right, yeah, I've seen that magazine before, yeah.
And I saw this beautiful bodybuilder, Ashley Kaltwasser. We were in Las Vegas with my husband. We got married in Las Vegas. And then we bought this fitness magazine, and she inspired me. I read her story, and I understood that she was competitive bodybuilder. And my first thought was, I want to do that too.
Hey, and here you are. You did it.
Wait for it. I was a rookie. I was not stepping into the gym before that.
Oh, wow. So this was like brand new,
brand new, out of nowhere. And I love this idea about just going for it. Right now, for me, it sounds crazy that I did it, to be honest, because
especially leading like a big career that you had.
Oh, it was during my full-time job when I was working for the bank. So all my colleagues, they were like, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm gonna compete." They're like, "Yeah, you're right." So they were, making fun of me, putting candies in front of my desk.
That's like, so mean.
They were being like kindly mean. But at the end of the day, they came to my show and they were very supportive. But it was very isolating time in terms of no one understood what you're doing. You had to bring your weighted food containers to every restaurant. So you were very socially limited because it's like
Water and my little box of food.
yes, exactly. And towards the end of the competition, I had to train twice a day, so once cardio and then the weight training, and I had 1,000 calories per day.
Wow.
I think towards the end it was even less. So that was strength, the discipline, the flexing the muscles, growing the muscles, the symmetry. But then when I became a mom, this whole idea of the perfect body shifted, because first of all, it's not sustainable. If you
Hear that, ladies? It's true.
if you see,
Unless you're doing Ozempic shots and stuff like that, like I feel like that's what people are doing now to stay skinny, which is also, I think that's really bad for you to do that.
let's talk about Ozempic.
Let's do it, because I would never. Because I went through anorexia when I was a teenager, so I would never touch I would not touch anything like that, and I think that could cause people to have those eating disorders and really mess up your just like everything, So I think you have to be very careful.
Yeah, no, I think with Ozempic, the issue is that people using it incorrectly.
Like what I was saying, just like managing your weight, I don't think it should be used to manage weight. If you need to lose weight for like a medical condition or something, right? Like that's
I think if you're really overweight and you were struggling for years to lose weight, I think it's a good boost to start. But I hear people using it when their weight is like 130.
Yeah, or they lie about their weight. That's what they do. I hear that all the time. Yeah.
But usually when they on Ozempic, they also lose their muscle mass.
Yeah, that's what you see. The faces like weird look.
Yes, they're dropping.
Yes.
That's why it's very important to train during that time and train heavy in order not to lose muscle mass. If you
how can you train if you're not eating anything? And if you're feeling so lethargic, right?
Exactly.
You're just have no energy. So I think it's not.
It's very difficult. Yeah. Yes. It's not sustainable as well. So, having 8% of body fat, my in-body recently showed me that I have 8% body fat, but I think it was broken. So because I don't think
is that really low? Yeah, that's
it's very low. It's very low. It's definitely not true, because I was redoing the in-body and I saw it was I think 16, which is pretty low for women. So the bodybuilder women, they under 8, it's a stage body, where you can see every muscle defined nicely. But again, it's not sustainable because you do it shortly before the stage, but then you
have to eat.
You have to eat.
Get nutrients.
Exactly. Yeah. Because as women, it can lead to issues with your cycle, a loss of hair.
Yes, exactly. It's all natural things. Yeah.
So if you want to look clean, if it's your choice, it's somewhere between 14 on the very low side and 20.
Yeah.
And everything above is norm, between 20 and 25. It's normal women body. I'm gonna bring in body to our session. But it's interesting how women look at women's body on the internet and see unrealistic pictures, and they're like, I want to.
Yeah. Do you think you can have a big butt like Kim Kardashian and have 8% body fat? No, it's not possible.
It's not possible.
Yeah, so it's you have to have a balance, right?
Yes, definitely.
Well, let's jump in and talk about the shoes that you're going to talk about. So I think you're wearing them, so let's take one off, and then you could tell us the story behind these wonderful shoes. And for those of you guys that are just listening, these are Voltaire.
Zadig and Voltaire.
Oh yes, there's a cool store in the design district that they have here. Those are beautiful. So tell us a story about where you got them.
I got them in Germany when I was visiting my family. What I really liked about them, first of all, a little heel. I was telling Anna before that I was avoiding little heel at all costs because I used to be a high heel girl because of my height. I'm 5'2", so I needed to be. I always wanted to be a model, and like in my dreams, when I was a teenager.
Well, you were a bodybuilding model, but
a little bit in that direction. So, but now as a mom, I run around. I'm always on the go, but I wanted to look, confident, put together. So I need a little heel. Which can carry you through the day without pain in the feet. So that's why a little heel. And I love this little detail with the wings.
I think it's beautiful. Yeah, I love that.
It reminds me of having a guardian angel while I'm walking in my shoes. So
I love, like that whole anklet thing. I love. That's just beautiful.
So yeah, that's my shoe.
Well, thank you for sharing it. The silver Voltaire slip-in kitten. Well, it's not even a kitten heel. It's just a smaller medium heel.
Yes, medium. Right. Yeah. Yes, there's even smaller ones.
Yeah, there's definitely smaller ones. Yeah, you're not the smallest heel.
Because I couldn't.
All right, well, now let's do a quick little round of this or that.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick the one that just kind of feels right to you. Morning stroller walk or solo gym session?
Solo gym session, for sure.
Matching Mummy and Me fits or power leggings and tank?
Probably power leggings, because I let my kids decide what they want to wear, and they're very conscious about what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah, you have two girls, right? So
yes.
They're gonna read your closet.
If I would put them in matching outfit, they would be like, no, I don't like it. Nope, it's not my style. They literally say, it's not my style.
I love it. I love that. Wynwood Street Art or Coral Gables brunch?
I would say Wynwood Street Art. I'm very, although I don't own much art at home, probably not yet. It's a goal, definitely, but I love to discover, and I love to think about the story behind the painting. So Wynwood offers so many interesting graffiti paintings, or in general paintings, from artists from all over the world, and it's so interesting to see what the story is behind, and what
you see something different every time.
Yes, because they're always keep renewing. So definitely Wynwood. Cool.
Plank challenge or push-up burnout?
Plank challenge.
Yeah, I don't like push-ups. Laptop in bed or phone off by 9?
Oh, I wish. Phone off by 9. I think this is a goal, but laptop, because I'm still answering my emails, catching up.
Neon sports bra or sleek all black?
Sleek all black, for sure. No questions.
Prenatal yoga or postpartum strength circuit?
Definitely postpartum strength circuit. I'm more of a...
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Bold dream leaps or strategic baby steps?
I would say kind of both, but I lean towards the leap, because if you don't take risks sometimes...
Cheers to that. Sometimes you just won't. Yeah, you have to do those things to grow.
Yeah.
It's part of growth, right?
Sometimes baby steps don't take you. I feel like
that is true. Well, Sandra, thank you for showing us that motherhood isn't the end of your ambitions, and it's the beginning of a more powerful version of ourselves. You've created something that helps women feel strong again in their bodies, in their minds, and in their identities. And thank you for doing that. And before we close, I wanted to ask you, what does it mean for you to walk boldly in your own shoes, especially now?
I think walking boldly for me is inspiring other little girls, especially because I have two. And when they watch me and they think, when I grow up, I want to be like my mom. I want to be their role model, and inspire them to not shrink themselves, be loud, not fit in, but stand out. Because it's so important to not lose who you are, your identity in this crazy world, and also to follow your heart, and do what you really like, and not follow what society expects from you.
That's a beautiful answer. Thank you so much, Sandra. And to our listeners, if you're a mom, a founder, or simply someone standing at the edge of a big transition, this episode is a reminder you're allowed to rewrite the script. You don't have to do it alone. And be sure to follow Sandra's journey. Check out Miami Mami and stream the full episode wherever you get your podcasts and pass it on to your other mamas. And until next time, keep walking with purpose. And remember, the most powerful thing you can wear is your truth. Cheers.
Cheers to that. Thank you.
Thanks.